Hey guys, so today we'll be talking about why it is difficult to lose weight. Oftentimes people try to shake the weight off, they try, and it seems like in some people it's just more difficult to lose weight than others. So if you belong in that category or you know someone who belongs in that category, this video might help you. So I'll be addressing a possibility. So we call that the insulin resistance. Insulin is a fat storage hormone, and oftentimes we call it that because it promotes the storage of fat. Usually it promotes the storage of glucose, sugar as fat. After eating, insulin transports glucose into the cells for energy. When the cells have enough, like when they are full, the insulin signals to the body to store the excess glucose as fat. Now, sometimes we have a situation where there's a breakdown in that back and forth communication. Let me explain it this way. After eating highly processed carbohydrates, like your processed food, refined carbohydrates, sugars are released en masse, right? And that can lead to a spike in the blood sugar. And when you have a spike in the blood sugar, the pancreas, which is responsible for producing the insulin, will signal to the body to produce this insulin. And if you have frequent spikes in blood sugar, then the pancreas is always releasing a lot of insulin, a surge of insulin all the time. And after a while, the body cells no longer respond effectively to the insulin that we are just pushing out. And when it's not responding, the pancreas compensates by producing even more insulin. And guess what happens? When you have a lot of insulin, then you tend to promote fat storage. So insulin resistance leads to an elevated insulin levels. We call them, it has the terminology, we call it sometimes in medicine hyperinsulinemia, which now promotes fat storage, particularly around the abdomen. So you see people who look like they are pregnant, and it makes it difficult for the body to burn the fat that is stored, particularly around the abdomen. This can lead to more weight gain, and it's a cycle because you're eating this processed food. The insulin is it's being released. The body is not responding to the insulin. The pancreas is producing more insulin, and the insulin that is being produced is storing all the food you are eating as fat. Another thing that can happen is when you have a lot of this insulin, they tend to increase, they tend to increase hunger. And they do this by affecting the brain regions that are responsible for appetite regulation. And when the insulin spikes happen, when the pancreas releases this insulin, it causes a rapid drop in the sugar levels in the blood. And this will be picked up by your brain as a signal that you are hungry, and they'll be craving for more food, especially carbohydrates. And it's a cycle. So this now will make you eat more, and then you overeat because you are getting this message from the brain that you're hungry, and this is because of insulin. So how do we go about this? As obesity develops, the insulin resistance kind of worsens. So you kind of having this obesity thing doubling down on itself because of this excess insulin that the body is now producing, and this excess insulin is now also storing a lot of fat and making it difficult for your body to burn it. So the first thing is to avoid foods that can cause rapid spikes of insulin to be released by the pancreas. So you want to eat food that is complex carbohydrate. If you're eating carbohydrates, you don't want readily available glucose. You don't want your pancreas to push out a lot of insulin all the time or frequently, so that you don't get to a point where your body just is no longer responding to it. That can complicate your problems. Now let me bring it home in a simpler way. Soda, for example, has a lot of sugar in it. If you drink soda, that's going to happen. So if you say, oh, well, I don't eat much, but you're always drinking soda, you're always drinking juice, I usually tell my patients, just cut out sugar, period. That would be a very good way of solving this problem. And hopefully that helps. There are many things I'll talk about in other videos, but this is one of the courses. I'm Dr. Deji Daramola. Please subscribe to my station, and I'll see you in the next video.